everybody. Thanks for tuning in for another cruise of Smooth. Well, in my state, the governor has closed down all public gatherings, festivals, movie theaters, restaurants for dine-in, and all that. So, there's nothing to do. And then on top of that, my specific company is a big factory, and so we are getting a little over a week off work. They have canceled production, I want to say from the 20th to the 30th. So, fixing to be real fun, folks. The one thing that I've seen is like all the preppers and conspiracy theorists are like, just see, I told you. I've talked to people, and I still don't get the concern about this. I can understand trying to reduce the numbers. I heard a study today that actually puts the total death number even lower than originally anticipated out of China. But do we really want to trust their numbers when they kept this virus from the world community? So I don't really know, but if those numbers are accurate, there's even less to worry about than I had originally expected. I really have no idea what I want to talk about today. But I would like to remind y'all to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to know when stuff goes up. Like I said, I try to record every day that I do drive a long commute. While I am out on this shutdown, I'll probably still be recording at some point during the day. I don't know exactly when. I don't know when it's going to go up. I forgot to upload what I did yesterday, so I'll be putting that up a little later on today. Probably do it before I get this video up. I tell you what, I am fortunate because this coronavirus shutdown happened at about the best time for me financially. Got a little bit of money in the bank due to taxes and things like that, so it did happen at a good time for me. So I guess the thing that I want to talk about is right now I'm surprised how selfish people are. You know, not gonna lie, I did do a little bit of what you could call panic buying yesterday on my way into work. Don't think I need to go into detail on that, but I live in a fairly rural area. Had to go into town for some stuff, and while I went in there was no bumping, no shoving, no nothing, and everybody was just calm and waiting on the cash registers to open up, so, you know, like, come available. So it was a pretty uneventful trip aside from just the line that we had to wait through. Well, it was at a gun store. And rule of thumb there is everybody was probably packing, and everybody in there was very polite. One person forgot something that they wanted, and everybody held their spot in line for them. No one shoved. There was stuff that people were grabbing the last of, and no one tried to steal it from them or nothing. Contrast that with some of the videos that are going up on Facebook right now, people getting into fistfights over toilet paper. So I don't rightly get it. Another thing I'd seen is, and this is something that I hadn't thought about, people took a picture of a WIC, Women, Infants, and Children tag on the shelf, and I have worked grocery stores before. When you're dealing with WIC, it is a very specific product list down to the name brand that they will pay for. So you can't just go in there and get the Walmart brand stuff. You've got to get the specific brand and this specific thing. One of the things I remember from when I worked at a grocery store as a younger man, you had to, like, there was only a handful of cereal choices that were approved by it. There was only a handful of cheese choices. You could only get the name brand milk and a couple other odds and ends that it wasn't a big deal. I mean, but you just had to have that specific item, and also in specific serving sizes. A lot of times, depending on the amount of family that you had, you couldn't get the family size boxes of cereal, as an example. But someone took a picture of the WIC tag, like, hey, you got people out here that are on WIC, and you're clearing out their cereal, and they can't get anything else on their WIC, which I get. So, but it amazes me how greedy people are. Also, a lot of stores have had to institute specific shopping hours for the elderly, which I get that, but on the flip side, that hurts everybody else, because right now I've got an uncle who is in a couple different high-risk categories, and we're going to end up having to do some of his shopping. And so we won't be able to get in and get him what he wants, even though we're shopping for a veteran he wasn't militarily disabled, but he is disabled at this point, basically. And he falls into 2 or 3 of the risk categories at this point in his life. So it's definitely getting interesting, and in a very bad way. I think that people need to take a chill pill at this point, because right now all the supply chains are still intact. Everything is going along quite nicely from a trucking standpoint. Amazon in my state is they're pretty big here. They're fixing to hire 3,000 more employees, temporarily at least, to deal with the uptick in their online ordering. Calm down, little folks. Enjoy life. Spend time with your family. I know that's what I'm fixing to do here in a couple days. I've got 2 more days. I've got 1 more day of work, not counting today, which I've already left the house, so the worst part of the decision to go to work's over. But spend time with your family. I'm planning on doing a little bit of stuff around the house. I've got to do a little bit of maintenance on my lawnmower, get it ready for the season. I might end up cutting my own grass because it's getting a little bushy in places, provided the rain lets up. Right now I've got a yard full of muck. My truck's parking spot is in my yard, unfortunately, and I have to have it in 4-wheel drive to get out of it, because it's just that mucky, and there's no weight on the rear end of a truck. It's rear-wheel drive, so you put it in gear and it just instantly starts spinning. So it's getting interesting. Anyway, I reckon that's about all I got on the coronavirus deal right now. I know I've been talking about that ad nauseum for a couple days, but it's all over the news. It's affecting everybody in one way or another. I'm fixing to be off work for 10 days, essentially. So, anyway, I might do another video here in a bit, and I gotta try to make a phone call first. So, hope y'all are having a good one. Stay safe out there. Don't panic. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy said it best on their book. Don't panic. So, hope y'all are having a good one. Stay safe. Take care. Thanks for tuning in to another